I'm in the middle of a dark and murky dungeon. My only light source is well behind me. I can smell the enemy and I recognize it. It must be the undead, the skeletons. There's a smell of rotten flesh and remains that I recognize when suddenly I see a pair of red eyes glimmer in the distance, and then 2 pairs, and then 3 pairs, and then I lose count. One of the skeletons runs and lunges at me, but I dodge it, and I attack back. My dagger serves me well, but they keep coming at me, and coming at me, and coming at me. It just never ends. And that's because they have a necromancer at their head, and there's no stopping them, and I'm almost at my wit's end. When suddenly I see a green halo light in front of me, and I recognize it as one of Solomir's spells, and I walk into it, and he's giving me courage, strength, and speed. I run towards the necromancer, and I attack it right into its neck, and as he falls down, the whole army of skeleton falls as well. And it's nothing but bones that remain. And amongst the remains is what I've been looking for, the super rare skeleton card. And this is what we do every night from 6 to times that make my mother livid. Diego and I, we play Ragnarok Online every night. Oh, there we go. We play Ragnarok Online every night. This MMORPG, a role-playing online game that subscription costs $15 an hour and that we can't afford. Not an hour, a month. That would be too expensive, but we still can't afford it because we don't have jobs. Because we're too busy playing Ragnarok Online. So we play on a pirate server. And this pirate server only has one conceit. You have to be in character at all times. Diego's character, Solimir, is a well-composed, smart, and wise priest that gives courage to everyone around him. My character, Isif, is a cunning rogue that's whatever I'm able to write at that moment. On one window, we have Ragnarok Online, and on the other one, we have MSN Chat. On one window, we live our adventures, and on the other window, we plan our next in-character moves, which is to say we cheat. I met Diego when a couple of weeks right after I moved to Canada in 2002. I was going to French school to learn French at Sala in Montreal Nord. And this is a school that fights stereotypes, but making sure you notice very quickly that not everyone in Canada is very nice. You got it. So when I get into French learning class and I meet people from all around the world and I say I'm from Uruguay, they redirect me to the only other Uruguayan they know and they have ever met. We're 2 very rare items. Diego is a lanky, smart, tall kid with hair on his arms and on his fingers. He is a classy nerd. He likes classical music and books. And I like Pokemon cards and books with pictures in them. But somehow we're friends. He tolerates me, and I tolerate him. Every day we go to school, we talk about Ragnarok Online, we go home, we play Ragnarok Online until late, and we're too tired to go to school, but we still go because we need to talk about Ragnarok Online. And this happens for about 2 years until my parents, they buy a house in Terrebonne in the suburbs. And I can't see him anymore. You're very invested in this story. I like it. I moved to the suburbs, so our friendship only happens in character in the game, right? Until one summer, I decide to go outside, and I noticed that if I take 2 buses and wait a half an hour between them, I can make it back to Montreal. And I can visit Diego in his new apartment. Diego has this apartment where it's right in the back of a Pizza Hut and next to a dépanneur. So we can get beer and pizza and play Ragnarok Online. I spend so much time there that his roommate and him, they invite me to move in with them. Right? So me and Diego, we start hanging out all the time. We leave the game a little bit to the side and we travel all around the city. I remember one time we walked for so long, we reached P9, and at one point we're like, I think we're gonna reach P10 soon, which doesn't exist. But we reached it. We go to parties. We're cool now. We get invited to parties, and at one of those parties that I went to alone, I meet this girl. And I liked this girl, and she liked me too. And I have a girlfriend now. And I tell Diego, and he doesn't say much, which was unlike him. Talking too much was one of his favorite things. And that same night, after I announced to him that I had a girlfriend, he comes to my room, he knocks, and he tells me, we can't be friends anymore. And I didn't know what to say or what to think at that moment. But I knew, I've always known that Diego liked guys, but we had always left it unsaid. We had never talked about it. I always knew that Diego liked guys, but I thought that he knew that I liked women. And he says, we can't be friends anymore. And all I find to say in that moment is, okay, I understand. And he says, you see, it's your indifference that kills me. And I often think back to this moment, right? To what it means to our friendship, and if I could have done something different. If maybe, sometimes I feel like I would have liked it if he would have come out during all these years we were friends, but I also know that he doesn't owe me anything, so I couldn't force it out of him. And I don't think it would have changed anything. Or maybe it would have had. Because the truth is that since that happened, since I told him I had a girlfriend, he and I never really talked again that much. One time when I posted my first stand-up clip online, he sent me a message saying, I'm really happy you're doing what you love. And another time when I was in Mexico, he sent me a list of recommendations to places he had been the year before with his current boyfriend. So I was also happy for him. But we never maintained that relationship. And there's something interesting that happened to me this week. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw an ad for Ragnarok Online, the mobile game. And it looked terrible. It looked like an affront to everything Diego and I liked. And I so wish I had someone to send it to that would understand. Thank you.